That's the most beautiful part of it, the beach. Here's a main deer path that's been going through here. Coming to the northwest corner. It's been surveyed 3 times. Anyway, this is approximately 345 feet from the north end of the cottage to the northern property line. This here is approximately 20 feet high, and it varies from 20 feet to 15 feet by the cottage to 20 feet again, and then maybe 5 to 10 feet above on the southern end of the property. At this point, we're leaving, and we're going to be going east along the northern property line, approximately 540 feet, and it'll be rolling terrain and up over the top of a high hill that's like a bowl that is traversing the property, and we'll be able to see east into the valley and west into Lake Michigan. Originally in the 40s, this was nothing but sumac, and our parents and my brother and sister, we planted hundreds and hundreds of pine trees in this area, and everything else grew naturally. Now it's quite wooded, and this portion of the property, the northwest portion. This is approximately the halfway point, and it goes from the water's edge on the northwest corner to the northeast corner of the property, a total of about 660 feet up the hill to the highest point of the property. This gives you the view out to M22 on our driveway. It's 30 feet wide. And down at the bottom of this ravine, bottom of this hill, is the northeast corner of the property, which we'll get to later. This is like a horseshoe, and it's years ago they used to come here and have vesper services and everything else when it was all clear. But as the trees grew up and we planted trees, they no longer came here. But it's a natural, like amphitheater type situation. And this runs all the way across to the cottage and beyond. Then it levels off and goes down to a flatter area, which we'll be walking to shortly. It's 531 feet from the bluff line to the northeast property line. So this is probably about 490 feet from the bluff line, and probably 510 feet from the water's edge. Traveling the ridge, showing you the cottage from the eastern side of the cottage, and following that through to the southern southwest point of the property. Lots of little pine trees there, grown. See down through there how it drops. This is a much shallower rise. This side is quite steep. Now we're coming down to the cut in the in the ridge that was put in for the driveway. And we'll be going across the other side, heading south on the ridge. That's curving around towards the house. This is the valley that you look into from the east view of the house. We're approximately at the center point of the property. It's roughly the middle of the 10 acres, plus or minus, and at the highest point on this side of the driveway. I thought from this point here we'd go towards the south end of the cottage, and it's coming around and going back north, and then wander along the shoreline to the southernmost point of the property. This gives you a view down here of where the deer come in and animals after they've taken a drink of the water in the Lake Michigan, and they come in this area here to bed down often and nose around. And yeah, we're approximately 450 feet from the northwest corner of the property. Yeah, we have more to go here. There's another area where the deer come through. We're now at the southwest corner of the property. Yeah, the wind blew the barrel quite a ways. From the northwest corner of the property, we are 667 feet to this point. We are approximately 245 feet from the southern end of the cottage, and we're approximately 15 feet above the water. And this is the average area in through here and by the cottage. From this stake here to the water's edge and the December 2004 survey, it was 147 feet to the water's edge. See how this terrain is quite level in comparison to the rest of the property. But it is dry. There are no wet spots.